In the dark alleys of the city, illegal robot fights take place. The crowd cheers. A girl's pink robot knocks a fat man to the ground, but he reveals a hidden weapon and cuts her in half. Yama Jr. takes his winnings. A skinny boy steps out of the crowd. He wants to compete with his homemade robot. Throwing his last money into the bank, he sits down opposite the brute. In 2 blows, the fat man destroys the boy's tin can, but the kid demands a rematch and pulls a decent sum from his pocket. The boy calls his bluff and activates the Megabot mode, dodging attacks and tearing the favorite to pieces. Yama Jr. cannot accept humiliation and demands that the boy be taught a lesson, but Hiro is saved by his brother, who arrives on a moped. As they flee from the bandits, Tadashi scolds his brother. He's burying his talent in the ground. Hiro doesn't listen. He's thrilled by victory and prize money. Salvation is near, but their path is blocked by police. Aunt Cass bails the boys out of the station and gives them a scolding. She has been trying for 10 years to be a mother to them, though she doesn't think she's suited for the role. The boys' parents died, and she had to take on this burden. The family returns home, and after all this, Hiro, as if nothing happened, finds a new fighting arena. He's eager to sneak out again in the middle of the night. Tadashi can't reason with his brother. "I'll drive you there." "Wow, there's no point talking you out of it, and I can't let you go alone." On the way, under a made-up pretext, Tadashi brings the troublemaker to the university, where he shows him his lab. Hiro meets talented young people inspired by science. Confident Go-Go works on high-speed bikes with electromagnetic suspension. Order-obsessed Wasabi develops plasma lasers. Friendly and restless Honey Lemon experiments with bright chemical mixtures. And Fred, who came up with all the nicknames, isn't even a student, just the university's mascot and cheerleader. The guy is a science fan and endlessly dreams of upgrading his lizard costume to create spectacular shows. Tadashi takes Hiro further and shows him his invention. "Hello, I'm Baymax, your personal healthcare companion." It's a medical robot capable of diagnosing and providing first aid. On the outside, he's made of air-inflated vinyl to be soft and harmless, but inside he has a complex mechanism and a special chip that contains the robot's memory and personality. If you tell the robot you're satisfied with your treatment, he deflates and packs himself into a compact suitcase. Suddenly, Tadashi's professor, Robert Callahan, enters the room. Hiro doesn't recognize him at first, but he's read all of the scientist's works, and even built his gladiator robot based on his books. The professor scolds the boy for taking the easy way, using his technology for fights. At the university, they tackle much harder problems. Hiro becomes inspired by the idea of enrolling to study under his idol. Tadashi tells his brother about a talent showcase, where the creators of the best projects earn that honor. Hiro works tirelessly but faces a creative block. His brother joins in and helps him find a new approach. An idea is born. Together with new university friends, they haul containers with his invention to the showcase. It seems Hiro has never wanted anything so much in his life, and he's truly anxious. He manages to overcome his nerves and demonstrates a prototype of microbots that connect with thousands of others. "I imagine what I want, and they do it." The microbots can build structures, move cargo and people, and much more. The audience is impressed, and businessman Mr. Cray offers Hiro a huge sum to buy the patent. But Professor Callahan warns him, Cray's reputation is tainted. The businessman is willing to break scientific principles for personal gain. The boy refuses and receives the professor's coveted invitation. The brothers are left alone for a moment. Hiro is deeply grateful to Tadashi for his support. Suddenly, they hear a fire alarm. The exhibition hall is ablaze, and Tadashi learns his teacher hasn't escaped yet. The young man rushes into the burning building, dropping his cap. Seconds later, an explosion occurs. Tadashi dies. At the funeral, Hiro sits apart from everyone, consumed by grief. He spends days at home in depression and doesn't attend university for a month. His new friends send messages, but he doesn't respond. The boy considers returning to the fighting arena but drops a robot on his foot. Crying out in pain, he accidentally activates his brother's robot, Baymax. The chubby robot insistently tries to perform a medical scan. Hiro tries to get rid of him and accidentally finds one of his microbots under the bed. It's moving somewhere, but where, if all the others were destroyed in the fire? Well, maybe then you'll find out where it's going? That will improve your emotional state. Hiro replies sarcastically, yeah, sure. And the next moment Baymax is already outside. Hiro runs after him. Baymax bulldozes through highways, and Hiro barely catches up. They end up at the doors of a closed warehouse. Climbing through a window, they find an entire factory producing microbots. The heroes make too much noise, and a sea of microbots comes to life. They're controlled by a stranger wearing a kabuki mask. The pair reach a window and Baymax gets stuck. Hiro pushes him through but loses balance and falls from a great height. Baymax catches him and cushions the fall. The police don't believe Hiro's story, and Baymax's battery runs low. He starts deflating. They return home, where the robot recharges and notices Tadashi's cap. Hiro says his brother died, and it causes Baymax to attempt emotional therapy and notify Hiro's friends about his condition. What's that? Comforting gestures are recommended, especially hugs. The boy suddenly realizes the tragedy might have been orchestrated to steal the microbots. He rushes to the garage to upgrade the robot. Baymax receives new armor and a second chip containing a library of combat moves. Hiro also teaches him Tadashi's fist bump greeting. The heroes return to the warehouse, but the microbots are gone. They continue searching and find the masked villain at the port. He's retrieving something from the sea using the bots. Suddenly, Tadashi's friends, summoned by Baymax, interrupt the observation. These are the same young researchers from the university. They want to help Hiro with his grief, but it's bad timing. The masked villain returns. He hurls a huge container at them, but Baymax catches it and saves everyone. Wasabi jumps behind the wheel, and a chase begins. The masked man rides the wave of microbots through the city. We don't even know if he wants to kill us. Car. He wants to kill us. Wasabi drives too carefully, and Go-Go grabs the wheel. The car flies over an obstacle and narrowly passes in front of a train. The villain almost catches them, but they manage to escape. Before they can celebrate, the car breaks through a railing and plunges into the water. Baymax sheds his armor to float up and save the group. Soaked and freezing, they follow Fred and are stunned. The seemingly homeless guy turns out to be the heir of wealthy parents and invites them to his enormous mansion. Voila! It's Mr. Cray, the man Hiro refused to sell the microbots to. The group has doubts, but Baymax reveals he scanned the villain's vital signs during the chase. Hiro devises a plan to catch the masked man and unmask him. Honey Lemon will use colored foam to immobilize the enemy. Go-Go trades her bike for high-speed roller skates. Wasabi gets sharp laser blades, and Fred's suit now jumps high and breathes fire. The team is thrilled by their new abilities. Baymax, meanwhile, gets a full arsenal, rocket fists and flight capability, though clumsy. So, what do you think? Your endorphin synthesis continues to increase. The robot concludes that the therapy worked and suggests deactivation. But the boy can't stop. His goal is to catch the one who caused the explosion. The supersensor shows their target is on an island in the bay. The whole team gathers to test their new suits. They fly over the water, holding on to Baymax. It's clear they haven't mastered their powers yet. Still, they cross the bay and sneak into a building where they see a strange, wrecked structure. In the control room, they play a video where Cray demonstrates teleportation technology to the military. A girl, Abigail, sits inside a capsule and goes through a portal. But something goes wrong, and an explosion occurs. The capsule is lost between dimensions, and the general shuts the experiment down. The friends realize Cray is using microbots to rebuild the portals. Before they can react, the villain attacks, throwing debris at them. Baymax reappears, and the battle begins. Fred is taken out immediately. Wasabi hesitates, while the girls attack and land some hits but crash into each other. Hiro joins in just in time and rips the mask off. Professor Callahan. He survived the fire using the microbots. So only Tadashi died? Hiro is furious and orders Baymax to destroy the professor. The robot refuses, so Hiro removes Baymax's healthcare chip. Stripped of compassion, the robot unleashes his full arsenal, and the professor is seconds from death. But the team saves him. They grab Baymax and reinsert the chip, while the professor retrieves his mask and escapes. Hiro feels betrayed and decides to act alone. He tries to remove the chip again, but Baymax stops him. Do you believe your condition will improve if he's destroyed? Yes. No. I don't know. Instead, Baymax shows him Tadashi's video diary, where he tells the story of creating the robot. Hiro is touched and ashamed of his actions. The friends arrive. They review the footage from the island and learn that Callahan hates Cray and wants revenge, because Abigail, the lost test pilot, is his daughter. The professor attacks Cray during a public presentation and activates the portal, which begins consuming and destroying Cray's building. Hiro and the team rush to stop him, trying to convince the professor that vengeance won't bring back loved ones. But he refuses to listen, and the battle begins. The portal keeps pulling in everything around it, even Hiro. While the professor attacks and immobilizes the team, the boy hangs by a thread. Suddenly, he remembers Tadashi's words about looking at things from another perspective. The team frees themselves beneath him. They provoke the professor into attacking so that more and more microbots are sucked into the portal. The bots run out, and Baymax destroys Callahan's mask, depriving him of control. The portal collapses but continues absorbing energy, threatening to explode. Everyone flees except Baymax, who detects life signs inside. Hiro and the robot enter the portal and find Abigail's capsule floating inside. Seems rescue is near, but debris strikes Baymax. His armor is damaged, and he can't fly further, but he can sacrifice himself to push Hiro and Abigail's capsule to safety. There's no time. Are you satisfied with your care? No. Hiro grieves, unable to let go of Baymax, the last reminder of his brother's love. But there's no other way, and he agrees. Mission complete. Medics care for Abigail, who wakes up on a stretcher as her shocked father is handcuffed. Time passes. The TV praises the mysterious heroes who saved the city. Hiro meets his friends at the cafe and hugs his beloved aunt. The boy finally attends university. In his box lies the rocket fist Baymax used to push him toward the portal. Hiro gives the fist a 5, and suddenly discovers the personality chip inside. Baymax had removed it just before shutdown. Hello, Hiro. Baymax receives a new body, and now Hiro and his friends soar through the city in their advanced suits. His brother's wish to help people has become Hiro's guiding star.